Bye.
Massiel is so excited to get angry. How ironic is that? I love it.
Man.
I love it. So, of course, we got to start off with, I think, what may be the biggest pop culture story of the last few days. Lin-Manuel Miranda, a long time ago, he had a musical called In the Heights on Broadway that put him on the map. And then years later, after Hamilton blew up on Broadway, Lin-Manuel Miranda decided to make a film adaptation of In the Heights, and the casting has been the subject of controversy because of the lack of Afro-Latinos in leading roles, which I guess from what I read reflects the Washington Heights community. Now, Massiel, as someone who's in New York, who's obviously familiar with that community, you have your opinion. Now, I will say, when I read this story, the only thought that came through my mind was, oh, well, of course this is going to happen because, I don't know, I just feel like in this world today of super PC wokeness, like you're always going to anger somebody. You're always going to, have that group of people that's just going to say, oh, you're not representing us enough and blah, 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 no matter how hard you try. I personally think that Lin-Manuel Miranda had the best of intentions going into this, and he did apologize and said he would try to, learn and work better on this. But Massiel, it looks like for the past week, you've been really fighting with people on this topic. So go ahead.
I've calmed down significantly since the story broke and since this has been released. So you will get the PC version because I am still an entertainer who, I can't badmouth everybody,
Do your thing. Go ahead. What's up?
So my biggest concern is a lot of people were like, we should celebrate Latinos. And I think that's important. The most important thing I want to talk about is that it is a celebration of Latin Caribbean culture, which I'm a part of. And that's important, like the music and the dancing. I actually know a lot of the dancers in the movie. So I think that's a beautiful thing that people can see us, because I think that a lot of times when I talk to other people from other countries, Latinos are kind of squished together in one group, right? So it's great to see something representing Puerto Rican, Dominican culture. For me, that's amazing. On the other hand, being someone who has been to Washington Heights and has seen the population, who has actually interviewed for jobs up there, who has eaten in the restaurants, who know the people, there was a big misstep when it came to casting people of color. There is a large Afro-Latino community. For anybody who doesn't know what Afro-Latino means, it is Latinos from mostly Caribbean countries, also Colombia, that are Black, but they speak Spanish. And they grew up in the DR mostly and Puerto Rico. So Washington Heights is a big Dominican community. There is Puerto Ricans there, but it's mostly Dominican. And this isn't a fact, but this is what I see. It's like 90% Black Latino. So to kind of see this movie and see it kind of be kind of whitewashed was kind of disappointing to me. And I've been fighting hard all week. Like, this has been disappointing. We have to talk about whitewashing these movies. And that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'm excited that it's celebrating my culture, but I also want to talk about whitewashing movies.
Yeah. Now, so the same whitewashing, was that also reflected in the Broadway musical version of In the Heights?
It was.
Okay.
That's what's very infuriating, because in the musical, in the Broadway production, it was very much whitewashed as well. So I was hoping that the movie would kind of be like, you know what, we're going to try to cast as many. And the other thing that infuriates me is I am an actress in New York, and I know at least 20 Afro-Latino actors who could have been in this production.
Right.
So to me, it's like it's a wasted opportunity. But on the other hand, I want people to know that it is, a celebration of a different culture, because unfortunately, Hollywood only sees Mexican and Cuban Americans, but they don't see other Latin subgroups, which is disappointing to me. So I'm on the fence a little bit, because I'm just like, it's a chance for people to showcase their culture, but it's also like, oh, but we also missed out on this. So I know people will disagree or agree with me. So go for it, guys.
Now I wonder with the whitewashing that happened in the Broadway production of In the Heights, I wonder if there was like the same outlash that happened. I mean, is it only because we're of the time now where we are more aware about discrimination and such that that now it's becoming to light that, oh my God, like Afro-Latinos are not being represented correctly in the Heights?
I will say this. I was thinking to myself the same question. And I think that my big issue is if this was released prior to Hamilton, I would have said, okay, like I would have kind of not cared. But if you watched Hamilton, he has a very diverse cast. I know it's part of the story, but it's like, okay, so you did this for Hamilton, but you couldn't do this for Washington Heights.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, like I don't know what's going on there. And it's a missed opportunity. It's a missed opportunity. And like what my friend Raymond Hernandez said, he goes, and he is Afro-Latino. He's Dominican. I think he's from the Bronx. He said this perfectly. He said, yes, it's a missed opportunity. And unfortunately, Hollywood only sees green and they want to accommodate, a lot of people. But let's not overlook the importance of showcasing Latin Caribbean culture and what it's doing. And he also was like, we shouldn't, this is not the fight to fight. Let's keep on moving forward and keep on making projects where we do showcase Afro-Latinos. And I thought that was a great thing. And that kind of calmed me down a little bit because it's good to hear from somebody who I know and respect saying something like that.
Right. Now, I wonder what you think about Rita Moreno, because she was on Stephen Colbert. Yeah, she was on Stephen Colbert's Late Show recently, defending Lin-Manuel Miranda, basically saying that, he didn't mean any harm. And this guy has already done so much for the Puerto Rican, Dominican sort of Latino community in general. So what are your thoughts on that?
She actually went back on that, the comment. She actually went back on it.
Oh, she did? Oh, what did she say?
She apologized. Okay. She apologized. She said she felt that her comments were dismissive and she didn't want to dismiss anybody. I think that, if you think about it, Rita Moreno has profited off a great career in Hollywood. And I had another person who's been in the business for a long time also be kind of dismissive about this situation too. I don't know if it's just hey, I just need to get work done. And I can't be wrecking the boat like this. And, and that's understandable. And I feel like that may have been the case for Rita. She doesn't want to rock the boat. She's been in the business so long. She has to support who she has to support. And everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody has the right to their opinion. But she actually apologized because she thought her comments were a bit dismissive. So I appreciate that.
Gotcha. And when we say whitewashing in the film adaptation of In the Heights, we're talking about light-skinned Latinos and Latinas were reflected as opposed to. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's one one African American character. He's also in the play, and that was also another thing. There was a storyline between him and a Latino character, and they removed it where the dad is racist towards this African American man, even though he is Afro-Latino, which is kind of funny. Wow. They removed that too, so it's kind of maybe, I don't know. I don't know Lin personally, so I don't know what was going through his brain when he did this. Yeah. A lot of people are talking about him. A lot of people are watching the movie, so maybe it's a good thing, Bad publicity is still publicity. So, I've come down significantly.
Hey,
I was really angry. I was flipping a table angry,
Hey, and as a Latina yourself, you have every right to be angry. I
mean, I don't know if anybody out there knows how I look, but I'm more ethnically ambiguous in my look. But my mother is Afro-Latina. Oh, so for me, I've seen the racism towards her, and it upsets me because as an actress in this business, I have a lot of friends who are Afro-Latino. I want everybody to get a chance. I want everybody to get their part, and I want everybody to succeed in this. That might sound corny, but I do want my friends to get out there. I have so many talented friends who are Afro-Latino, and I want them to really, this would have been great for them,
Absolutely. So, yeah, this is a great conversation that's definitely worth continuing on, whether it be through social media or in-person conversations. So, definitely a wonderful way to figure out how we can improve when it comes to diversity in films. And that is our Hollywood Gossip.